All right, everybody. It's Rich Big Daddy Salgado, and Big Daddy and Friends is coming at you, and we're going to bring a whole different element today. We're going to get into the business of sports, and what does that mean? That means talking about things that most people don't know or understand in regards to sports. Sports is just not one team win, one team loses, and you have players, and there's so many moving parts and pieces that lead up to the athlete being on a team, being a part of a team, and then after he's not with a team. So it's my pleasure and honor to bring on a very dear friend of mine who has been in the sporting business for quite a while and has a company. It's called Shore Sports, and its mantra is it's better banking for athletes. So let's welcome my friend Leon McKenzie. How you doing, Leon?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rich. Good morning.
So what we try to do here is for our viewers and listeners is, like I said, try to bring all different angles and different viewpoints of what happens in the world of sports, what goes on, what your role is, and how you fall into this whole mix. Like me, obviously now I'm double fisting because I'm the insurance guy, and now I'm doing a little reporting and media play here. So Leon, Shore Sports, tell everybody how you came up with this great idea and this banking facility that you bring to athletes.
Sure. It spawned largely out of need, Rich. My background was in banking. I'm a Philadelphia guy. Went to a small school, Westchester, and then followed up doing my MBA work at Villanova. And I went from being a financial analyst to working as a credit analyst for a really large bank at the time. And I really understood banking, liked it, but I was a little entrepreneurial for banking. And so I went out on my own, and I was doing some consulting, and I found an athlete here in Miami. When I moved to Miami, there was an athlete who was having a hard time building his own personal residence. And so he was having a hard time because banks were struggling circa 2008 with credit facilities and with banking facilities, but also it was hard to understand kind of the makeup of a professional athlete being able to utilize his contract as an asset on his balance sheet. So we kind of took that need and saw that there was a need and was able to use his contract as an asset on his balance sheet. And we did one player that year. The next year we had 5 new players decide to incorporate, and now we work with over thousands of athletes in the 5 major sports.
I got it. So what would you say, just for the novice person that's listening and watching, what's your sweet spot?
So our sweet spot really, I think, has become the $2 to $6 million loan, where a player is really investing in something, either a business or a commercial real estate project or something, where he's able to, instead of going into his cash reserves, he's able to use that money that a team may owe him next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years out, and start to make a return on that money much earlier than waiting to get it, pay taxes on it, and then eventually get a return on it. So it's really been the guys who are leveraging their brand off the field.
And you know what? And I've seen over the past, I would say 6-7 years, I've seen your business grow, and I've been a part of it, and it's been great. I don't get many people that really understand. Like, that's the one thing. Like, you're in the game, you get it, you understand it. Sometimes you have people that, you don't have a donut maker operating on a knee.
Sure.
And that's where I think specialty groups and people like yourself are what are benefits for athletes.
Sure. I agree with that, Rich, in terms of, there's a lot of sports and entertainment groups, but they're really, really specialized maybe at musicians' catalogs and the like. And you'll see other bankers who specialize in family office, very wealthy families that have generational wealth. I like to believe that we have an extreme competitive advantage because we only do credit facilities for professional athletes. So understanding their profile, coming into the league, been in the league, and kind of exiting in the twilight of their career, being able to understand what that looks like and the wants and needs for the athletes help us to better provide the right credit facilities for them.
So explain a little bit about, and obviously I know I fall in line with this, your pre-draft loans and mortgages and all that, because I think for all the parents that are and college athletes that are watching and listening to this, I think it's important that you let everyone know what the process is and how you're going to be there to help them.
Sure. We get a lot of business referrals from agents, advisors, business managers, but that pre-draft process, I think, is a really important process because it's really when an athlete can start to take control of his own finances. And so while it may be a pre-draft loan, at least the player's starting to understand, look, this is how principal works. This is how interest works. We defer all of our interest till when the players start getting paid so that, they can handle the payments, but this allows for a lot of financial literacy to begin to take place. It also gives a player an opportunity to really start earning his credit. As you know, professional athletes generally don't and can't work in college. So that first paycheck and getting that first credit score and credit facility is really important to kind of your long-term well-being.
Got it. Yep. And the one thing, and it's funny how you're able to take a business that to most young athletes is not the most important thing, obviously, but you've done a great job in educating not only just the athletes, but people like myself, the agents, the attorneys, the accountants, so many. I mean, that all falls in line because obviously there's always like a pecking order, it seems like. And, you got to find your niche or groove or when to get in there.
Sure. I think for us, it was really important to be very, very socially conscious because there's so many people that do take advantage of athletes, and there's certainly a stereotype of taking advantage of athletes. And so, we speak a lot. You've heard me speak a lot. I talk, different things about the psychology of a 22-year-old breadwinner and understanding that there's an accumulation phase, and sometimes, they're helping out the family. So there's a lot of different things that we have to understand are going on there, but certainly make sure that the players don't get themselves over leveraged. So education and really diving in and working with other professionals to understand the wants and needs are a huge part of what we've been able to do over the last couple of years. Feel real good about that.
So I have to say to everyone listening, watching, if you ever get a chance to get to Shore Sports offices, it's an incredible place to you get a different view of what you think you're going to go and see compared to when you walk through those doors. I mean, nothing is cooler than your offices. I have to say.
I appreciate that, Rich. It was important to us when I started this company about 12 years ago out of my spare bedroom. I came up with the logo of a safe and having the opportunity to buy an old BB&T bank branch and renovate it and customize it to what we need was actually a really fun, cool project. It took a few years to get done, but we really, really do enjoy it, and I appreciate that.
And I'll tell you, one of my favorite things is to watch on all your social media outlets the ringing of the bell.
Yes.
Explain that to everybody. Explain that.
Someone gave us a gift about 5 years ago when we were in our older office, and it was a teeny little gong, and kind of our highlight on days when we had nice closings was kind of the person who was either the lead credit analyst or the marketing person or whoever really owned that relationship got to ring a gong, not only when we did the loan, but also when the loan paid off, right? Because we kind of need both things to happen to stay in business long term. Well, when we renovated the office, we took a lot of the things the characteristics that the bank already had. And now one of our select analysts or operations people who are key on that individual transaction gets the pleasure of ringing the gong, and that's become kind of our social media little fun spot there.
Yeah, it's when I watch that every day or every other day, whenever it is, I chuckle and I get a big smile because I say to myself, "Wow, my friend's doing well. They're doing good for people, and keep doing what you're doing." I mean, it's outstanding. So, you're now, let's just say you started, you're where you're at now. Where do you want to take this further? What are you looking forward to down the road?
Down the road, I want to work more with the players associations to be kind of a standardized solution for guys. I get there will always be different competition, and we welcome competition, but I just want kind of these same opportunities that maybe some of the management companies, they use some of the other banks that have been around for a while. I think that we can compete with them. We have a better ability to customize to each individual athlete's needs. And I know we're faster in most cases, and in a lot of cases we're cheaper as well. So being able to make sure that people know that we're there, continue to educate not only our actual borrowers, the athletes, but also the management companies, and certainly have them be able to get involved. We have some management companies that are getting players into great projects and the projects they want. It might be located in Los Angeles. We have some doing the same in Philadelphia. So hopefully in 2021 or 2022, we can kind of have some business manager summits where business managers can piggyback off of what other business managers are doing for their clients and such.
And you know what? And I think it's great because you don't want to have one person be an end all. I always tell people all the time, look, I'm in the insurance business. That's what I know. That's what I do. I don't want to do anything else because I'm not an expert at it.
Sure.
And obviously, even in my business, that's why I have, my partner, Chris Muro, because
Absolutely.
you know what? I don't know everything. I know certain things, but it's better to have, I'd rather have answers for you than not have any for you. And then you go and get someone else.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. Well, we're one-trick ponies. We specialize in credit facilities, structuring credit facilities, and customizing them. I think that gives a little different perspective where we're the private banker who works for the professional athlete as opposed to works for the private bank. And so I think having us involved and letting us put together the credit facility gives the athletes a huge advantage in a lot of cases.
And I'll tell you, I think that I call it platform takeoff. And what I mean by that is just like myself, you've done an incredible job of getting the name out there, being at every event, doing everything possible to be out in front. And I think that's a very important thing. Obviously, I've been at this a little bit longer than you, so I did the foot soldiering in the I guess late 90s.
Sure.
And I still do it. Obviously, during these times, it's a little bit more difficult. But it's being out in front, letting people know who you are, what you do, and that you're proud of what you do. You get young people all the time that say I would love to come work with you. And I always say, hey, listen, you can go get licensed and we can put you to work, but you can't watch me and go by me by what I get to do, because I've put in 30-something years to get where I'm at. So, and I still feel that I have to be a foot soldier compared to being a general. I don't think I can ever be a general. I don't know how to be one.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so to that extent, I struggled with that because, I was a foot soldier, an advocate for this business, and we have a great staff, and I couldn't do nearly the numbers that we've been able to grow to without them, but I still do have to get out there, and obviously we cross paths under normal times very frequently, but yeah, trying to limit those days and empower some of the great people we have in marketing, great people we have in operations, and my analysts they've been a challenge, but that's definitely helped our growth, and I certainly couldn't do it without them. So.
Yeah, we're I was just recently speaking about, normally we'd be crossing paths probably towards the Super Bowl. Sure. And NFL Combine, which I think both things are not in our future right now, and it's a shame because those are the areas where both parties grow,
sure,
and alert and educate people on why we're here and what we're doing.
The education, and the education is part of education is re-educating, right? So you have to keep conveying the message to people, your audience really gets it. And we have the unique experience or opportunity, Rich, where we're constantly getting new people coming up through. So that education and re-education process, not only with the individual athlete, but the athlete's family and the athlete's management team is a continuous process. So it's going to be a challenging year with that regard. And so we're trying to consider many different ways to build trust and get in front of the right audience in lieu of those events not happening.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's been my pleasure and honor to be working with you, and your beautiful wife Jolene, and your family and everyone down there. So I want to say happy holidays and happy New Year to you, my friend, and everyone in your office.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me. All love to you and Chris and your whole team as well. And let's make it a happy and safe New Year, and let's kick the tail out in 2021. Yeah,
absolutely. So tell everybody your website, where they can find you, and
absolutely,
and not to interrupt, and to all our listeners and viewers, if you have a need for this kind of service, I highly recommend it, and please reach out to Mr. Leon McKenzie. But tell them where they can find you, Leon.
Sure. Thank you, Rich. You can find us at suresports.com, at Sure Sports on all platforms. And if you're looking for me, you can find me at Sure McKenzie on all platforms as well. So we invite you to visit our website, take a look around. I'm sure you'll be thoroughly impressed. And again, we're a private banker that works for you. We're a professional athlete and your clients, not for one of the big houses, Comerica, KeyBank, and all the others that are out there competing with us. And by the way, they do a great job as well. But so come check us out and give us a chance.
Well, Big Daddy and Friends, we brought you a different angle, and this is a business of sports angle. So again, to all you parents, to all you athletes out there that are watching and listening to this, check my man Leon out at suresports.com and all his social media platforms. You will learn a lot. You will get where you need to get to, and you will be educated so that you know what you're doing, not somebody giving you something and you have no total understanding, and then later you get caught with your pants down. It doesn't work that way. They don't do that at Sure Sports. So again, this is Big Daddy. Until next time, Big Daddy and Friends, we'll see you soon. And don't forget to check us out. We're on Amazon. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere. Go to www.sportsnaut, which is NAUT.com, and you can find us there. There's a little profile on me on there, and you can learn a little bit about me. So until next time, Big Daddy and Friends, over and out. And everybody, Happy New Year. And thank you, Leon. I appreciate it, my man.